What is going on YouTube? Greetings from the beautiful Ruby Princess. As you know, I like to get up early and get my steps in, and that's what I'm doing right now, and I figured it was a perfect time to make a video. If this is your first time watching me, my name is Kevin. I've been traveling full-time since 2019. Every year I travel a different way. This year I'm living on nothing but cruise ships. I'm on around my 300th day of traveling via cruise ship, and I've learned a lot about what I like and what I don't like about cruising. And today I figured I'd share with you the 5 most annoying things other passengers do on a cruise ship. I try not to be too negative on my channel, so hopefully these come off more tongue-in-cheek. I mean, I find them pretty funny, even though some of them are a little bit annoying. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I'll tell you the craziest, most shocking thing I've ever seen a cruise passenger do on a cruise ship. More than shocking, I thought it was pretty funny. So let's jump into these. Okay, instead of making you listen to me huff and puff while I'm walking around a ship, I figured I'd stop at various locations on the ship and share with you the 5 things that annoy me about other cruise passengers. We're currently in the casino. I think Ruby Princess has one of the best casinos I've seen on cruise ships. Not only is it huge, but even though people are allowed to smoke in here, it's very well ventilated and you don't notice the smoke at all. Okay, these are in no particular order. So the first thing that annoys me about other cruise passengers is when they leave things in inconsiderate and awkward locations. On my way to my walk this morning, I saw an example of this. Someone had taken their drink cup that they had finished with, and they had set it on the edge of the stairs in the elevator bank area. So anybody coming down the stairs probably wouldn't see it and could fall. The cleaners probably aren't gonna see it initially because it's kind of hidden. Just a really inconsiderate and weird place to put something like that. The ship is full of coffee tables everywhere, bars to put stuff like that, and someone will pick it up right away. There's constantly people patrolling for that kind of stuff. I don't understand why people leave stuff like that in the weirdest places. I've seen them in elevators. The weirdest one I've seen is I walked into a bathroom stall one time and there was a piece of pizza sitting on the toilet paper roll dispenser. I guess someone had walked in there to do their business, had the piece of pizza in their hand, realized they weren't going to be able to do their business with the piece of pizza in their hand, stuck it on that, and when they did their business and got up, realized I probably don't want to eat that pizza anymore. So they left it on top of the toilet paper dispenser roll for the next passenger to have to see and deal with. Okay, on to the next location. All right, for this next one, I've stopped in the Princess Theater. This is an awesome theater. You can see it's huge, and if you've watched my videos before, you saw like the magician comedian performing back there with all the special effects. It doesn't look as cool as when all the special effects are going on, but it's kind of cool to see it in the light, and you can see how really big this thing is. They put on some great shows here. All right, the next thing that annoys me about other cruise passengers is when you're walking down a passageway or a narrow corridor, you see your friend coming from the other way and you stop and you chat without any situational awareness or the fact that other passengers are trying to transit through those areas. All you have to do is pull over to the side, let other people walk by, have your chat, and everything is good. So don't be that person that does that. Be aware of your surroundings and pull over to the side and have that chat. All right, off to the next site to talk about the next thing that annoys me about my fellow cruise passengers. Let's go. Okay, so this next one is like probably one of my biggest pet peeves, and maybe it's just me, but we went through this 2-year-long pandemic that sucked. But one of the good things that came out of it was that we developed good hygiene standards, and we started to wash our hands every day. No matter what you think about coronavirus, washing your hands is a good habit before you eat. And even if you say, hey, I washed my hands 5 minutes ago, when you're walking through a cruise ship, you're touching door handles, you're touching railings where little kids have touched their butt, touched their nose, and put their hands on it. And then you go in there and you touch the ladles, and then you just pass whatever that is to other people. So 99% of people on the cruise ship do not wash their hands anymore. It used to be mandatory and people were making them, and I don't agree with that. But I mean, seriously, 99% of people don't wash their hands on a cruise ship. You should be washing your hands. Make sure you do. I know my audience does. Let's move to the next location. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, do me a solid and smash that thumbs up button. I'd appreciate it. All right, back to the video. So it wouldn't be a cruise video if I didn't give you a little bit of beautiful outdoor ocean view. So we're in Grand Cayman today. It's a little bit overcast today, but hopefully it looks like it's going to clear up by the time they start ferrying us in. We're actually anchored out a little bit. That's what you have to do when you go to Grand Cayman. They don't have a dock big enough for these ships, but we're really close. So the ferry only takes like 5 minutes. So that should start pretty soon. All right, the next thing that annoys me about other cruise passengers is uniquely American. Leave your political garb at home. Don't walk around here with your Make America Great hat or your Biden Harris 2024 shirt. For the love of God, we have enough of that in the United States. When you're on vacation, leave that stuff behind. Bond with your fellow man over this shared experience, no matter what your political beliefs are. All right, off to the next location. All right, this is our next location. It is the Promenade Deck here on Ruby Princess. Most newer cruise ships don't have promenade decks like this. They've sucked up all this space for restaurants and entertainment venues. But on older ships, a lot of times you'll get this deck about at sea level that you can walk around the entire ship. You can go to the bow, you can go to the stern in a circumference, you can get your steps in the morning, you can come out here on these deck chairs and sit and enjoy beautiful views of the sea in the shade. It's pretty amazing. All right, so the next thing that annoys me about other cruise passengers is when they complain to the wrong people, specifically the lowest ranking, hardest working people on the cruise ship. I'll give you an example. The other day we were going through the Panama Canal and they had to secure a little section of this deck, which is some of the best viewing for the Panama Canal lock transit. And they were having to do some maintenance and passengers were just irate and complaining to them, at them. They have no control over that. Someone above them told them to come out here and do it. They couldn't stop it. If they wanted to, it's their job to come out here and do it. You're complaining to the wrong person. If you want to complain about something on a cruise ship, you go to guest services. You don't complain to the hardest working, lowest paid people on the cruise ship that have no control over your cruise experience. That is one of my big pet peeves as a 20-year Navy veteran and former sailor that had to do the kind of work they're doing. It's backbreaking work with little pay, and they don't need you complaining to them because they can't do anything about it anyway. You just make their day worse. So go complain to the right places. Go to guest services if you have any complaints about things going on the cruise ship. Okay, off to the next location. Okay, our last location on the ship is here in Club Fusion. It's one of the couple clubs on board where live musicians perform, comedians, they have trivia, all kinds of cool stuff goes on in this place right here. All right, so I promised you I'd tell you the craziest thing I've seen a cruise passenger do on board a cruise ship. So it was a few months ago. I was in the buffet and I saw a guy with these huge cargo pants and he was grabbing shrimp and putting them in the pockets of his cargo pants. Now these weren't fried shrimp, which would be, I guess, a little bit more sanitary. These were like boiled, chilled shrimp. So like the kind you gotta peel and then eat. He was filling his pockets up with shrimp. I'm like, dude, there's plates like all over the place. And then I watched him walk out to the pool area and subsequently eat his shrimp from his cargo pants pocket. So that was the craziest thing. Have you seen anything crazy like that? If you don't mind, comment down below the craziest thing you've seen a passenger do on a cruise ship. I'd love to hear your stories. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. I hope it wasn't too much of me complaining and more a little tongue-in-cheek, kind of funny, anecdotal type of stuff. But hope you liked it. See you next video.